All right, so last night, Mr. Russell held a meeting for your families about if you were going back into the building or not. So I have a list of the people who are going back into the building and who are staying remote. Miss Halliman and myself are the ones who are going to be teaching online. So she and I will not be in the building. So for example, let's say Swag Boy is going into the building. He would have two new teachers. Hold on, just give me 1 second to go over this first, okay? So looking at this, all right, I will tell you if you are staying remote. So Harmony, she's not on yet, but she is staying remote. Brian is not on, but he is staying remote. Elijah and T-Rex, you're staying with me. Amari and Layla, you're staying with me. Emmeline is staying with me. Tristan is staying with me. So that means if I did not say your name, you are going back into the building. Okay, let's not unmute without permission. So those of you who are going back into the building, you will be getting a message from me saying who your new teacher is. So those of you going back into the building, Ivan, Jalen, Amari, Nevaeh, and Quincy, you will all have Miss Dates for reading and Mr. Mitchell for math.
Is this that our mom has to sign up?
Honey, there was a survey that went home multiple times.
I mean that does our mom have to sign that up to go back to the building?
Yes, and we sent the survey multiple times. If it was not filled out, you're staying online. Jason, you're going back into the building.
Yes, baby, I want to see Miss
You will be with Mrs. Soisman and Miss Matthews. So again, every other student who is going back into the building, like I've been saying, you are going to get a message from me, I would say no later than Tuesday morning, with the new schedule and your new teacher and stuff like that. So we're just still waiting on the flyer from Miss Marsh for us to send out. The new schedule was shown last night to families, but I will also send the new schedule for remote and for in-person via Remind. All right, so let's move away from that. If you need to use the restroom or if you need to get paper and pencil, anything of that nature, please go ahead and do that now while we do a quick brain break and bathroom break. Then we will get into our EOG prep. Quincy is going to be, where'd he go? Taking the test today online on Mastery Connect. So I will set him up with that as well. Hey, bestie, how you doing, bestie? All right, where you at, bestie? There you are. All right, so those of you who took the test yesterday, we are in Nearpod, those of you who did not, I'm going to send you the information for Mastery Connect. We are going to do a quick brain and bathroom break. I will keep you posted about your mini green team party today, just because I have lots of meetings today. So if we don't do it today, we'll definitely do it next week, and it will be a long one. All right. Looking at the calendar, it's just a mess because of the return information. All right. Swag boy, you want to get your, oh wait, no, let's do a YouTube so T-Rex can get his jam going. I'll resend the Nearpod information to all of you. Again, Quincy, you are in Mastery Connect, taking your test from yesterday. T-Rex, I hope you're ready. There is the link for Nearpod, and if anyone needs the code, I will send it to you as well. So we are going to do the first couple of questions together. Rhonda. Taking the mud bath, living her best life. I understand. All right, so we are going to do the first couple of questions together. Then you are going to do the rest of the first passage questions on your own. After that, you will go and do the entire second passage on your own, and we'll be going over the questions in between as well. All right, so essentially this is a lot of independent practice today, along with you all being the teacher. So I am going to pull up the PowerPoint that it is on just so I can see it bigger. All right, and let me go ahead and put that Jalen is here. Oh my goodness, excuse me. How rude of me. Yes, Juji's at Campy today. He had lots of energy and he slept all day yesterday, so Lord knows he needed to go. That sweet boy. All right, speaking of Juji, I'm going to read you all a sweet little story. Here we go. Looking at all your beautiful faces. Swag boy, I'm waiting for some filters, honey. Make yourself into Juge. All right, Slewfoot Sue. This is a pretty funny story in my opinion. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Hello. Here we go. All righty. Sue. Oh, of course T-Rex is in the story. Don't even ask me that. You already knew that was for sure. Sue, it's time for you. It's time you go search the plains of Texas and find yourself a T-Rex, said Mama. Mama, I don't need no T-Rex, she replied. Runt Juji is all I need. Juji was Slewfoot Sue's pet puppy who weighed 300 pounds. Sue walked into the Rio Grande River where Juji was a few steps. Sue walked to the Rio Grande River, which was just a few steps from her house. I'm positive it was a puppy. She found Juji waiting for her. Let's go for a ride, she told him. Minutes later, Slewfoot Sue was cruising down the riverbank on the back of Juji. Suddenly, she noticed a gigantic dinosaur sitting on the riverbank with his fishing pole. He was the most handsome dinosaur Sue has ever seen. She stopped Juji in front of the dinosaur. Howdy, she said. My name is Slewfoot Sue. What's your name? The man was so amazed by, or I'm sorry, not the man, the dinosaur was so amazed by her beauty that he was speechless for a moment. He finally said, "Pecos Bill is my name. Pleased to meet you, ma'am." It was love at first sight, just like love at first sight when I first got Juji. They spent the entire day together. That night, Pecos Bill wanted to impress Sue. They rode Rhonda, Bill's horse, to the top of a hill. There, Bill shot every star from the sky except for one. "That one there is Lone Star. It's for you," he told her. Before long, Bill and Sue decided to get married. As soon as the wedding was over, Sue insisted on riding with Rhonda by herself. Rhonda was not happy. She did not like sharing T-Rex's love and attention with this woman. Oh my goodness, when she climbed onto Rhonda's back, she bucked her off. She landed on the bustle of her wedding dress and bounced into the air. As soon as she hit the earth, she sprung back up again. She bounced higher and higher until she touched the moon. After 3 days of bouncing, T-Rex was fit to be tied, and Slewfoot Sue was as angry as a hornet. Suddenly, T-Rex had an idea. He grabbed his rattlesnake named Swag Boy. He formed Swag Boy into a lasso and captured Sue. After returning her to Earth, Sue was still angry. She was mostly angry at herself for not sticking to her guns about staying single. She vowed to never get married again. She climbed onto Juji's back and continued down the Rio Grande. What a crazy story. All right. Looking at our question, author's purpose. What is the author's main purpose for writing the passage? That's right. Lesson learned. That's why you should never, ever ride a Rhonda. That's so true, Monty. Is it to persuade girls not to get married? If you think yes, thumbs up. If you think no, thumbs down. There's this whole story to be like, you should never get married. Good, Layla. Good, Monty. Good, T-Rex. Yeah, that's not what the story was trying to tell us. So we know we can slash our trash. Is it to inform people and give facts about T-Rex and Slewfoot Sue's lives together? Thumbs up if yes, thumbs down if no. Put a thumb in the middle if you're like, could be not. Good, Nevaeh. Very good. So we're going to leave B alone for a second because we got to look at C first. To entertain readers with a story that couldn't be real. Well, let's think about this. Is it possible to have a 300-pound pet? No. Is it possible for a lady to fall in love with a dinosaur? No. So we know that this story was just a silly little thing in order to make us laugh and to entertain us. In the other class, another thing one of the students mentioned was that it's not possible to bounce up to the moon. So just on that alone, we know that it's just a fun, silly story to entertain us. So based on that, we know B can't be our answer. So our strong possibility in our answer has to be C. Questions, comments, concerns on how we got this answer choice? Elijah! We'll set them up with Rhonda. How about that? They can fall in love and we'll have a wedding, a virtual wedding for Rhonda and T-Rex. How about that? All right, again, make sure you're putting this into Nearpod as I am doing this as well. Very good job, Monty and Juju and Rhonda. Very good job, Elijah and T-Rex. Awesome, EO. Perfect, Tristan, thank you. Swag Boy and Brandon, take 30 seconds to get in and get this done. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me clear my screen. All right, looking at question number 2, cause and effect. Cause and effects. How can we identify the answer for this question? What caused Sue to start bouncing into the sky? What can we do to solve this? Not TKI, because that's making an inference. Okay, good. Monty said that she rode Rhonda, right? We know that Rhonda was the horse's name that I made up for our story. So because of that, automatically we know that we need to go back into the text to find it. So what we can do, even though it does say cause and effect, this is still technically text evidence, because we're going to match where it's talking about Sue bouncing into the sky with Sue bouncing into the sky in our text. Whenever you find that in your story, I want you to tap your head. All right, so I know Monty has found it. I found it as well. Rhonda has found it. Very good, Rhonda. All right, Monty, where did you and Rhonda find your answer in the text? And you are able to unmute yourselves. I was going to say, can you tell? Okay, sorry. I was just going to ask if you could tell us where you found the answer in the text.
When it says, as soon as she hit the earth, she sprung back up again.
Very good. So we're looking at where it says, as soon as she hit the earth, she sprung back up again. All right, so is this telling us how she started bouncing or what caused her to start bouncing? No, good. So let's read above that. So it says when she climbed onto Rhonda's back, she bucked her off. So based on what was said in our text, what caused Sue to start flying into the air? Good. Rhonda did. And we know that Rhonda is T-Rex's horse. well, in this case, hippo. So based on what we found in the text, we know that Sue got bucked off of an animal, and that's why she started bouncing up into the air. So because of that, we're going back into the text. It's a recall. We know that she got bucked off of T-Rex's hippo. Nothing talked about her laughing. Nothing talked about T-Rex lifting Sue up to hug her and then dropping her. And nothing is talking about her tripping over Swag Boy. So because of that, we know all those cannot be the correct answer. And our answer has to be A. Keeping in mind when we're doing this, we have our blind answer. We know she was bucked off of Rhonda. Too easy. Oh, well, that's good. That means you're understanding and I'm doing my job. So that makes me happy. Take about 20 seconds to finish answering and Mastery Connects. Oh no. Oh my gosh, Elijah. All right. I am going to have you do questions 3 and 4 on your own. Questions 5 and 6, we're not going to do on paper. We're just going to discuss them. So for questions 3 and 4, it should not take you more than I'd say 3.5 minutes. Especially because number 3 is text evidence, number 4 is TKI. Those are 2 of the things that we've been working on the most and that you've had the most recent practice with. So that's the only reason why I'm saying 3.5 minutes. I'm sure it can take you less. Yeah, it probably could only take you 2.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So we, excuse me, are going to complete question 3 on our own. We'll go over it. Question 4 on our own, go over it. Discuss 5 and 6, brain break, bathroom break. Then we'll go into our next passage. So I'm going to set my timer for 3.5 minutes, and your time begins in 3, 2, 1, begin. Monty, that took you 30 seconds. Wow, wow, wow. It's all right. The rest of you have about a little over 2 minutes making sure we have our evidence. We have our regular blind answer, just basically what your evidence is telling you, and the rest of your checklist. All right, my timer just went off. Let's go over this. If you said A, hold up one finger, B, 2, C, 3, was D an answer choice? D, 4. Very good. Hey, Brandon, how you doing, Brandon? You want to unmute and tell us how you got your answer?
So how come my answer is?
Okay, you can share your screen.
Oh.
It looks like Swag Boy's taking a night on the beach.
How I got my answer is I read the question and then I looked through the text and then I saw Bill had an idea. He grabbed his rattlesnake name, shake the form, shake into a lasso and capture Sue. And I looked at the answer choices and then I looked at B and it said he made a lasso with a snake.
Very good job, yes. I love that you didn't get tricked either by answer choice A saying that they made a lasso with a rope. Because if I were you, I would have gotten tricked because it's talking about a lasso in both answer choices. So very good job, Brandon.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. All right, question 4. We are going to do what with our blind answer because it's context clues. What you need to have. Yes, TKI identify. Swag Boy, you okay? All right, so we know we need to do TKI identify. I'm going to give you about 4 minutes because you have to do your TKI chart. So yes, T-Rex, you can go over question 4 for us. Thank you for volunteering. So let me go ahead and share this with you all here. Put your codes up, set my timer, and get you situated. All right, you're on question 4 now. I'm going to give you about 4.5 minutes. And your time starts in 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, y'all keep working. Make sure you're finding the correct place where vowed is. It's at the bottom of the text, like the last two sentences, because this happened in the last class too. A and D were very tricky. All right. I'm gonna pull Swag Boy into a breakout room super fast, and then I will be back with you all. So just keep working, stay focused, I'll be right back. All right, so T-Rex, where you at? Before, okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Before we begin, let's go over this. You're just so excited. Okay, if you said A, hold up one finger. B, 2, C, 3, D, 4. Put them up, put them up. Yes, okay, beautiful. I'm loving these 4s. All right, now T-Rex, the floor is yours. All right, hey Brandon, how you doing, Brandon? I see you. Bam, 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 bam.
Miss Dora, can you send the link again? My battery died.
Yes, I can. Just give me 1 second, hun. All right, T-Rex, take it away. Oh, you mean boy. He is not thick. T-Rex, you mean, rude, and disrespectful to our sweet angel boy, Juji. Oh, T-Rex, I'm coming for you. All right, go ahead and unmute T-Rex and take it away. You're still on mute. There we go.
So I read question 4. It said, "What is the meaning of the word vowed as it is used in this story?" So I went back to the text where it said she vowed to never get married again.
Very good.
So I did my TKI. For the T, I put she vowed. I was gonna put to never get married again,
It's okay.
but
Shorthand is fine.
I don't like the type. But I don't like the type.
That's fair.
For the K, I put if I vowed to never get married again, I made a promise.
Yes.
So for the K, I put a promise.
Yes.
And for the I put vowed equals, and then I put a promise. I was too lazy to put the rest. And then I submitted and then looked at this name and laughed. The thick dog Juju.
He's not thick. He just has a lot
Yes,
to
he
love.
is.
He got some big old paws. He's a sweet boy. Thank you for sharing. Other than the fact that you think Juji is thick, breaking my heart over here, T-Rex.
Yes,
All
he's
right.
thick.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's just talk about questions 5 and 6. Then I'm going to give you a brain break and a bathroom break, and then we can continue about how much we're obsessed with my dog, which is understandable. Looking at question 5, it's talking about figurative language. This is what we just tested on, right? So if I say Pecos Bill was fit to be tied, what is that? What do you think that means? If you are fit to be tied, if I say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is still happening, I am just fit to be tied. I would be very what? Not it costing a lot. So let's say, okay, for example, when I brought Juji home, he was not potty trained. So I had to potty train him, right? So let's say I'm talking to you all and I say, oh my gosh, Juge keeps having accidents in the house. I am just fit to be tied. How do you think I am feeling? Yes, sad, frustrated, tired of him not getting it, right? Mad, irritated, all those things. Very good job. Yeah, so I could be frustrated. I could be sad. Good, Nevaeh, disappointed that something I'm doing isn't working. And we know fit to be tied means what? Is that an idiom? Is that a simile? It's a what?
Idiom.
Idiom, yes. And I think Gigi needs a brother and a sister. Now, if I say Sue was as angry as a hornet, what type of language do we compare two things using like or as?
She was very angry.
Yes, she was mad. That's right. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that question. So looking at our answer choices, we already know that idiom is one of them. So we can cross off A and D because both of those don't mention an idiom. So let's go ahead and I'll just do this on my screen. Now we need to decipher and figure out if angry as a hornet is a metaphor or if it is a simile. So when we're comparing something using like and as, that would be a simile. So our answer would be B. We're talking about the fact that we're talking about an idiom. He was fit to be tied. Sue, we're comparing her anger to the anger of a hornet. So it would have to be B, a simile and an idiom. All right. And then question 6, this type of question won't be on your EOG, neither will question 4, but what type of genre do you think the text is? Before we say anything, we already know what can we cross off? Yes, we can automatically cross off D. We know historical fiction is something that happens in the past and it's real. So if we were going to talk about like kings and queens of the past in Scotland, but we made up a story about them, that would be a historical fiction because Scotland actually did have kings and queens, right? So we know that D is not accurate. It's not the answer. What do we think of when we think of a fairy tale? Yeah, princes, princesses, dragons, castles. None of this was mentioned. Sometimes talking animals, especially if you're thinking of the Little Mermaid or what else? Pocahontas, how she talks to animals. That's all a fairy tale, right? All right. What about fables? What type of character is typically a fable? Is it a person? Is it an animal? Is it a robot? Thinking of a fable. So for example, the tortoise and the hare is a fable. The dog and the bone is a fable. The dove and the ant is a fable.
A person, a animal, and a robot.
You think all of them? So what does the fable do? Does a
can
fable
be in a
teach
fable.
you a lesson or is it just to entertain?
Teach you a lesson.
Right. Did this story teach us a lesson at all about anything?
Nope.
No. So because of that, it would have to be a tall tale. A tall tale is essentially just a silly story to entertain you based on things that would never happen. So we obviously know that Pecos Bill isn't a real person. We know that he didn't actually use a snake to try and get this woman who was bouncing up and down to the moon and back to Earth, right? All right, we're going to do a quick brain and bathroom break. Then we will come back, reconvene, and finish the rest of the passage, the second passage. So if you need to use the restroom, if you need to get water, etc., now's your time to do so. And then we will reconvene. All right, so you are going to answer questions 1 through 4 on your own, or we might just, you're going to answer 4 questions on your own. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We're going to go over each question that you do on your own. Some of them we might do together and just discuss them. The rest, again, you'll do on your own. I'm going to give you 5.5 minutes, and your time is going to start in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Oh, this came up in the last class. Look at answer choice A, molecules. That's just like a little vibrating piece of matter that are connected together to make specific things. Yes, I can send you the link again, Nevaeh. There you go. Take about, oops, that's not what I wanted. 4 minutes, and I'm going to be looking at your work and putting your checklist up on the screen. All right, let's go over this. If you said A, hold up one finger, B, hold up two, C, three, D, four. Layla, did you want to explain how you got your answer? Okay, can you unmute and then I will pull up your work? All right, let me find, there we go. All right, Layla, take it away, my love.
How I got my answer is I look I look in the paragraph and it said today I'm going to be showing you a science experiment, and I look in the answers in it, and I saw C. It said experience for his friends to explain how to do the work.
Very good, Layla, yes. Layla, I also want to applaud you and tell you how proud I am of you for your confidence just boosting and just not being afraid to answer questions anymore. You are doing so well. I am so proud of you. That goes for all of you. I feel like your confidence is so much higher now and you're not afraid to share your answer and how you got the answer. So very good job to you all, especially Layla, for answering that question. Does anyone have any questions as to how Layla got that question or no, or that answer? No, okay. Quincy, keep working on your test time. Text me if you need help with any of that. All right. Let's move on to question 2. If you did not have the correct answer, Layla once again did a beautiful job explaining how she got the correct answer. I'm going to pull up this. Who's saying? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Let me send you the stuff for Nearpod, and then you can just pick up with us. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. Text me if you need the code as well,
Can I
please,
do?
Quincy.
Can I do question 2?
Yeah, let me see first. After we go through and have everyone do it, most likely, yes. All right, once again, everyone is looking at question 2. We are going to have the codes on the slide and you'll have 5.5 minutes. And that time will begin in 3, 2, and darn it. 1. There we go. All right. Take about a minute to finish up, and then Nevaeh, where are you? Can you check your chat for me, please? Yes, my sweet little boy. That's right, Lonnie. Alrighty, let's quickly go over this. If you said A, hold up 1, B, 2, C, 3, D, 4. All right, Nevaeh is actually going to go over this one, Elijah. So Nevaeh, go ahead and unmute and tell us how you got this answer.
So if you look in the passage, it tells you what the question says. And then that's how I just got my answer. Because I looked in the passage and I read over what the passage said. And then as soon as I seen the answer about what it was, about the question, I answered it.
Very good. So you just had to go back into the passage, look why the bag doesn't leak, and it's telling us, I understand why people thought C2 because both of them were talking about a polymer chain, but it was saying that the Ziploc bag like wraps around the pencil, and that's why it doesn't leak. Very good job, Nevaeh. Thank you. All right, let's look at. All right, here we go. Text evidence. This one, again, should not take you more than 3.5 minutes. Because remember, when we have text evidence, all you're doing is going back into the text to find your answer, all right? So let's go into this and start in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go over this. Jalen Brito, I'm going to ask you to walk us through this question in just a second. If you said A, hold up 1, B, 2, C, 3, D, 4. D is not even an answer choice. All right, Jalen, are you there? Going once. Going twice. All right, so Miss Stewart will go over it. All right, so looking through the text, it says, how should you push the pencil through the bag? If you look under where it says helpful tips, it says to us, do not hesitate when you push the pencil through. Do it in one quick motion. Because it is a recall text evidence question, our blind answer would have to be one quick motion. Based on what the text is telling us in our blind answer, our answer would have to be C. It's the only one discussing one quick motion. All right. All right, we are going to skip question 4, but looking at this, what type of text would this be? Description, compare and contrast, sequence, problem and solution, or cause and effects? Okay, it would, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's 5 answer choices. So which one would the answer have to be? And I'm going to double check it. Okay. So it's actually going to be sequence because it's telling you a procedural order of how to complete specific steps. So this would be C. Question 5, what is the base word of sharpened? It would be sharp because the oh wait, no, I'm sorry, it'd be sharpen. The ED is the suffix. So the root word or the base word would have to be sharpen. All right, let's go into the last one, context clues. What do you need for context clues? You need your what? Our favorite thing to do. Yes, TKI, identify. I'm going to give you 5.5 minutes to answer this question, a little bit more if you need it, because, well, yes, we also do love to talk about Juju, because it's a TKI, and I know that takes a little bit longer to type. So you'll have about 5.5 minutes to answer this question before we go over it. And let me go ahead and actually change that. All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, begin. take about 2 more minutes, and I want you all to complete your TKI before you answer the question, because with that, you're probably going to change your answer. All right, let's go over this. If you said A, hold up 1, B, 2, C, 3, and D, 4. Okay, very good. Okay, go ahead, T-Rex.
So while the Stuart was talking, I edited the title and I did how Juju got on thick. So I went to the question and it said, what does
Hesitate.
hesitate mean in this paragraph?
Right.
I know what hesitate means. I couldn't read that, so I accidentally picked the A because I couldn't read that.
Okay, so what do you want to change your answer to?
It's hard to tell, especially girl.
Yeah,
To pause for just a moment.
very good. And why are we changing it to pause instead of waiting for a long time?
Because if you hesitate, you will pause for just a moment. If you hesitate, you don't wait for a very long time.
Very good. Perfect.
So I went back into my passage. And I went back to helpful tips. I went to do not hesitate when you push the pencil through the bag. So I did my TKI. For the T, I put do not hesitate when you push the pen through the bag.
Yesterday.
I need to change this. Do these first, okay? We're gonna reset you because you're being dumb. We also gotta change this one. So went back to the question. A, it said to wait for a very long time. I've hesitated before, and I know what that is, and I never waited a long time.
Very
B,
good.
give direction. Now, if we go back into the storage, I met my TKI. It says, so in the K, I put, I'm pausing. I'm not giving directions. I'm pausing.
Very good.
D said to follow the author's directions. I'm not following them if I hesitate. D said to pause for just a moment. If we go back into the TKI for the I, it says do not pause. So D has to be a supporting answer. And that's how Juju got unsick.
Ah, what a blessing that was. Alrighty.
You only like it.
All right, so once again, Kahoot is not working for me, but we are still going to pause here. I'm just going to have you work in Canvas for about 5-ish minutes. Oh, geez, till the end of class. And that way I can get Harmony set up for her assessment. All right. Awesome job today, everyone, working in Canvas for just about 5 minutes, and then you are free to go.